Hello, good evening, everyone. I think it's night on my clock. I just wanted to do this video because people are talking about May Edochie and the pending legal case between her and her husband. And I've over the week listened to what people had to say about the impending court case and the fact that she has actually officially taken her husband to court and that she's officially demanding for justice. She's also taking Jude to court for adultery, and she's asking the court for them to restrain her husband from coming to the house that they built. And I've heard a lot of people's comment about this. People have said so many things about this story. But what I want to do is for me to enlighten you about what actually is the case against Yul Edochie. Now, if you know the story, you know about the fact that he got married, well, traditionally to Jude Austin without his wife knowing. He didn't even tell his wife. Now, the story that we are actually getting is that even his own family, his own dad was not even aware of this wedding. It's so funny, yeah, because the dad was actually on Judy's podcast this week and he had a lot to say. And of course, the sister in law has a lot to say about how this marriage was conducted and the fact that the family were not aware that he was even going to do this. Whether they know, they're denying, or they didn't know, we don't know. But something actually is amiss here. That's all I can say about this. So, I mean, I know a lot of people might be against the fact that May is finally taking him to court, officially wants to get out of this, I call it childish, immature marriage, because this man has been on social media with Jude taunting her. I don't know if it's for clout, if it's for the money, I don't know. But the bottom line is, even when he lost his son, he did not even mourn for a month and was still on social media. But the question is, I know a lot of Nigerians are wondering and asking, why should May take him to court? I mean, he just married to a second wife. There's nothing illegal, in Nigerian and I'm going to say it, customary law from for him not to do that. Nothing stops him in Nigerian customary law from marrying a second wife. Now, this is where the whole story becomes a little bit interesting because we do have in Nigeria the customs and tradition, and we do have a legal court marriage. So I'm going to explain why Yul Edochie's marriage is totally, when I say totally, different from what Ned Nwoko had with his own wife. Because so many Nigerians, so many bloggers have tried to bring up Ned Nwanko's marriage to Regina, and they keep saying, "Oh, Ned Nwanko has how many wives? Why can't Yul Edochie marry another wife?" All right, so come with me. Let's talk about this so you can understand. Yeah. So Ned Nwanko got married to Regina the traditional way. So they are married traditionally. Now, in African tradition, you can marry as many wives as you want. It's up to you. You can marry. I mean, if not for modernization and the fact that people are going to school now. In the olden days, of course, you can marry as many wives. As soon as you have the money, you're allowed to marry as many wives as you want. But the case of Yul Edochie and May Edochie is that they are educated. These people were in love. They did not just marry traditionally, they had a court wedding. This is where the tradition crosses the modern way of doing things. So, now if you're a young guy out there who is in support of Yul Edochie and questioning why is there this uproar, why are people talking about this, why is May taking Ye to court? She cannot, or to be frank with you, yes, she can. Legally, Nigerian law, Nigerian law recognizes bigamy. Now, ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Now, bigamy, if you want me to define it, is any man who, having a husband or wife living, marries in any case in which such marriage is void by reason of its taking place during the life of such husband or wife, is guilty of a felony and is liable to imprisonment for 7 years. I hope you just said what I just read now. May Edochie is alive. They were still legally married through the courts. Yul Edochie went to marry a strange woman called Jude. The wife was not aware. She was not in agreement, and she got married. As Jude got married to May's husband. Now, this is what they call bigamy. So, and yet ignorance of the law is not an excuse. I'm telling you, it's not an excuse. So, actually, bigamy is an offense, and it is actually something that can get Ye to court unless May decides to forgive him and they settle out of court. And until this is not just only in Nigeria. Polygamy, yes, it can be practiced, but if you marry somebody legally through the courts, you cannot just go and marry someone else without divorcing that person. And in the UK where I live, it is a big offense. And this, when a man marries another wife behind behind the wife who is legally married to him, it's called bigamy. But if it's a woman that does the same, it's called polyandry. So this is what has happened between Yul Edochie and May Edochie, so that you understand where May is coming from. When they got married, May did not sign up. She did not in any way sign up for a second wife. But in the case of Ned Nwoko and Regina, Regina was the second wife. The first wife was also, like the woman, the Moroccan woman that was still with him. No, I think that's the second wife or the third wife. She was not married legally. Ned Nwoko has always married most of his wives traditionally. Now, I don't know about his first wife that they separated. Maybe they actually divorced or he settled her. But all the other women that he had got married to, Ned Nwoko will marry them traditionally. There is no legal document telling us that they are married. So Ned Nwoko did not in any way commit any offense against Nigerian Marriage Act. None at all. Now, listen, if you marry all your wife, yeah, traditional way, There's no bigamy. It's traditional. You did not go to court to marry them. But when you marry your wife and you take her to court to legalize that marriage, you cannot just go and marry a second wife. It is illegal. And this is what people do not understand about the story. Mel does have a legal right to sue Yale because what he did is actually illegal, unlawful, and she has a ground, a ground for whatever she wants to get out of this. Now, is up to the divorce, lawyers how the settlement will be. Why I'm doing this video is for people to understand that May is doing what she should do legally if she feels that she's been slighted, and the way this woman has been going on social media, talking anyhow, acting as if she's, what she did is right. When you take somebody's husband and you are on top of taking the person's husband, you are insulting the person on social media and making the person like, what can you do? What can you do about it? Is I don't know how to put it. The impunity, her audacity is what I can't get. I can't get her audacity. Now, there's been a lot of people on social media advising men not to take their wife through a court marriage. Now, it's up to you. You can decide to do just your traditional marriage and do your normal church wedding. Now, if you live in Nigeria, you can get away with that. But even though I know the Nigerian law is changing, because I know that nowadays the church will ask you to get your court marriage certificate first. That's something I'm aware that is starting to happen, because in the UK, it's not possible for you to go to the church to marry without first of all having a registrar office certified document that that marriage is legal. So for every marriage in the UK and most of the Western world, you must go through the registrar, which is like the courts. So that's the court. You must go through that registry before you do either your civil partnership or you go your religious wedding. But in Nigeria, I think before in Nigeria, you can just go and get married without going to complete your court marriage. But that law is changing. So for those who are advising men not to go for court marriage, my question is, so you get into marriage and your thoughts is, and your in your behind mind, you intend to leave that woman at maybe old age or when she has, given birth and everything, to marry a second wife. I mean, why don't you tell her when you are courting? Why don't you just tell her that, okay, this marriage, or after 10 years, or let her know, let her be aware of what she's getting herself into, than for you to think because you're a man, you can do that. I mean, anyway, I know Mazi gives some, advice, and sometimes I just wonder what is wrong with him. But that is him. That's what he believes in. He believes that, what, nobody should stop a man if he wants to marry another one. There's nobody should stop a man anyway. But you don't put a woman under this kind of emotional trauma because you want to marry a second wife. You did not even tell her. You went behind her back. Not only that, the useless woman is on social media dancing and insulting your wife. This is a woman that even your own father, when I listen to Peter Edochie's talk on Judy's with Judy, and what he had to say about me, I mean, my love for Peter Edochie went up. This is a man that loves his son's wife. This is a man that was not in support of whatever has happened. This is a man that actually values May a lot. He was not consulted. He was not aware of what happened. And he actually spoke very highly of her. And as we know, this marriage was conducted without Ye's family there. So they were not there. That one has been confirmed. So if you're going to tell me that May should not legally get what belongs to her, allow a man that she helped build a home, build a house, build a family, to come and take everything from her because she wants to be a good woman, and then allow a strange woman, the Bible calls them strange women, to come and destroy her home, and then she will not be good. No, it's not possible. And the way Yale has gone around, gone about this, it is very, very disrespectful. So for those of you, because what I'm on my social media and platform, there's been a lot of, I'm going to just show you what people are saying on my social media platform. A lot of people are making a lot of comments, uninformed comments about this. And in their own opinion, this law case is nothing, Yale is going to get away with it, why is, and I'm like, no, you guys don't understand. What Yale did is wrong, is illegal. And if that is, yes, so say, yeah, he's a full grown man. He has the right to choose what makes him happy. And if it's okay for him to choose what makes him happy, but he must do it in a legal way. You cannot illegally marry someone, disrespect your wife, and you guys are here banting and saying that May shouldn't have done. No, she. If she feels that this man disrespected her, did not consider her feeling, she does have a right to sue him for what he did. So, to be frank with you, he's a full-grown man. He should go and face the law. He should go to court. Whether he begs her and she forgives him and doesn't send him to jail is up to her. But don't come and start saying that, oh, what he's a full-grown man, he can do right. No, he can't do whatever he can do. If that is how the world works, then people can go and kill people and get away. People can just do whatever. So the law in Nigeria, especially the marriage law, the Marriage Act in Nigeria, need to be changed. A man cannot have such power that he feels through the traditional law, Marriage Act, that he can just go behind the wife and marry another woman without the woman being aware. I was watching a video earlier today. Maybe I might just do the video. I might just do um the the talk tomorrow, where a woman actually she did not even know that her husband was getting married to her best friend. I wish I could play that video for you guys. The woman, she's an Hausa woman, actually came for a wedding of her husband, got there, and it was her best friend. Let me see if I can get the video. I might not play the video. I'll show you guys the picture. Ah, God. And and people were actually telling her, well, it's her tradition. Her tradition, your best friend, the man, there's no other person he could have gone to marry, and she was not even aware. She was not. Let me. That's this the. It's on now. Is trend. That's what is trending now. Yeah, this is her. So she arrives at her husband's wedding and finds that the bride is her best friend. Because it's a traditional, Muslim kind of, yeah, he can marry as many as he wants, but at least respect the woman, tell her, talk to her about it. Do not disrespect your wife this way. I mean, no matter whatever we want to talk about this or support for men that are supporting Yale, the point is there is a decent way to do things. And May deserves respect. May could have been consulted. That's my take on this story. I don't know what you guys think. Just drop your comments. God bless you.